Advanced Solutions. Add-on desired.
Welcome to Adad Solutions News Analysis Program. I am Venkateshwar Reddy. Now we are going to discuss a topic that is Pacific Ring of Fire. Why are we discussing this topic now? Recently, a volcanic mountain erupted in Indonesia, Indonesia's most populous island, that is Java Island. What is that mountain and where is it geographically, and what is Pacific Ring of Fire, how is it relevant, everything we will be discussing now related to this. Mount Merapi, what is that mountain? Mount Merapi has exploded, and this has exploded for a continuous 7 days. And where is it? It is in Indonesia. Geographically, where is Indonesia? Now whenever we want to read something, we have to read it holistically for the UPSC examination. Otherwise, we cannot be able to just clear the exam with the whatever news that comes in the newspaper. Now here is India, and it is equator. Indonesia is here. Singapore, Malaysia, right? Philippines, and below this is Australia that will be coming. Now, most of the Indonesia is south of the equator. Where is it? It is in the junction of Indian Ocean and Pacific Ocean. What is this ocean? This ocean is a Pacific Ocean. Where is it? Pacific Ocean. And which border of this? This is western border of the Pacific Ocean. Now geographically it is clear, right? Where is Mount Merapi? Mount Merapi is in Java Island of Indonesia. And where is Indonesia? Indonesia is southeastwards of India, and southeast of Indonesia is Australia, and north of Indonesia is Singapore, Malaysia, Philippines, Cambodia, Thailand, other countries are there. Now where is it located? It is located in the junction of Indian Ocean and the Pacific Ocean. Now why these volcanic mountains erupt, and what is a volcanic mountain? Volcanic mountain is a type of mountain that has caused due to the density destratification, or as you know, the deeper you go. Now the interior of earth is being divided into 3 segments. First one is crust. This is a solid part, and here entire this area is a mantle, that is a semi-solid asthenosphere, and here core. Core is one part of the core is liquid and the other part of the core is solid. Now we will be talking about this in brief, but before jumping into that, let me just tell you briefly about what are the materials that it is comprising inside the earth and how did we get to know. We just got to know because of volcanoes, and this volcano is the direct source, but volcanic information is a very limited information. Earthquake is also a direct source of information, but it is a very limited information that we will be giving. Now the sonic waves or the sound waves that are penetrating into the earth by scientists are given as all the information within the earth, because we cannot dig into earth, right? And what is there inside the earth? The interior core is having nickel and ferrous, and mantle is having silica and magnesium, silica and aluminum, that is a crust. Now how this is been divided or how this is been stratified? This is based on the density destratification. As you take any like a group of materials that are in liquid form, you just pour into one entity, then what happens? After some time, all the denser materials will settle down deep inside, and the lighter materials try to comes to the surface. That is what happened here also. Now due to this, the upper layer or the outer layer has solidified as it exposed to the environment and continuous rainfall. And then we know one more thing as well. The deeper you go inside the earth, the hotter it will be. The temperature keeps increasing if you go deep inside because of the pressure that is applied from the above. Then what happens due to this higher temperatures? The materials will be melted down. When the materials melted down, what happens again? Now whatever the materials that are here in the crust will go into the mantle. Again they will be melted. When they melt, they will be trying to penetrate As they are lighter materials, they will be having very low temperatures where it will be converted into liquid or gas. Iron will take more time to convert into liquid or gas by that high temperatures, but whereas even at very low temperatures plastic will be burnt off. Now that is based on that principle only, the lighter materials will be trying to penetrate into the crust, and even beyond the crust, that's where it creates the mountain, and this is filled up with the liquid or semi-solid material that is called magma or lava, right? And whenever there is enough pressure built up in this area and which cannot withstand this tip, or there may be volcanoes that are having a very high viscosity, maybe like a dome shape, very low viscosity, that may be having a steep triangle shape. Now these are the volcanoes that will be generated or erupted because of the volcano that is supplied from beneath the crust. Now how this crust is formed and how these materials are moving inside the crust, now that is the point what we are going to talk. Before we go into the topic, what is a Pacific Ring of Fire, or what is Ring of Fire? Ring of Fire is surrounding the Pacific Ocean. Ring of Fire is surrounding the Pacific Ocean. Most of the volcanoes are concentrated. Only surrounding the borders of the Pacific Ocean, most of the volcanoes are accumulated. Why is it so? And then how is it important? Why is it in news? Recently this Mount Merapi erupted, and that is in the area of Indonesia where it is bordering with the Pacific Ocean only. And how is it important? It is important whenever any big activity, volcanic activity or geomorphic activity happens, then it is going to throw some light over here in this region. That is the reason why we have to go through all the areas surrounding here in all the dimensions, and that's where news analysis comes in the light. And now what is exogenic and endogenic forces? Here volcanoes will be built because of a force that is generated from within, that is called endogenic forces. There are two forces that are modifying the surface of the earth and which are creating features, or maybe which are erasing the features. Now there are two forces. What are those forces? Exogenic force and endogenic force. Exogenic means any force that is acting above the surface of the earth from beyond the surface of the earth. Now this is, let us say, sun, this is earth crust, and it is interior of the earth. Got it? Now sunlight we are receiving, this heat energy is causing some deformations in the crust, and water that is continuously flowing causing deformations, that is called weathering or erosion, transportation, deposition. Sunlight is in the form of heat, it is also causing weathering. Weathering means breaking down the material into small pieces. Now what is a soil? Is it that the moment earth has formed, the soil is also developed? No, it is a interplay of many factors that are exogenic forces, and mother parent material and time and the weathering, erosion, transportation and deposition. Due to all these forces interplayed for over a period of time is the reason for the formation of soil. Soil formation is just a breaking down of the rocks or materials into smaller pieces is the soil. Now all these are the forces that are called exo means beyond, exogenic forces. Now what are the other forces? How mountains are formed, how plateaus are formed? Plateaus, mountains, volcanoes, all these earthquakes, everything formed due to internal instability, that are due to endogenic forces. What is meant by endogenic force then? Endogenic force means force that is developed inside, interior of the earth is called endogenic force. Now due to this endogenic force, what is happening? Mountain building, volcano, earthquake, plateau building, or even rift valleys, all these are the features on the surface of the earth that are developed due to endogenic forces. Now what are these endogenic forces are caused due to continuous interplay of energy that is within the earth. Now we know that the thickness of crust is about 100 kilometers approximately. 100 kilometers. Then below this is a mantle. We know one more thing that the deeper you go inside the interior of the earth, the hotter it will be. Now due to this, what happens is material inside the earth continuously keeps interchanging due to difference of heat. Due to difference of heat. Now as and when a material is at the surface of the crust or just below the surface of the crust, what happens? It will be converting into solid. As it is converting into solid, the density of this solid will be higher. When the density of this material is higher, that tends to dip inside, right? Then it starts traveling deep inside. When that dip into interior of this, then what happens? After a period of time, when it reaches to the sufficient amount of heat, it starts converting into liquid again. As it cannot go directly opposite to the way that it got from the above, it will be trying to move away from, as it is lighter now, the density is lighter, and then it tries to move up as it is a lighter material. Then when it again reach to the surface of the earth, that is crust of the earth, what happens? It turns back into solid or convert back into solid. Finally this process continues uninterruptedly over a millions of years. And now this solid crust is not a single entity, that is broken into pieces, and those pieces are called plates. That is broken into pieces and those pieces are called plates. Now due to this endogenic forces, these plates start moving, as we know that the endogenic forces are causing this movement of the plates above. Now whenever, let us assume, now these two plates are moving towards each other, then what happens? They will be colliding into each other. What are those movements of the plates we have? We have three different types of plate boundaries. Now what are those? One is convergent boundary. Convergent boundary means colliding into each other. Let us take, this is a plate and this is another plate. Both of them are coming into each other. Finally what happens? They will be colliding into each other. At what rate they are moving? They are moving at a rate of 2 centimeter to 12 centimeter, even beyond 12 centimeter a year. It is not per second or per hour per day. It is 2 centimeter to 12 or 15 centimeters over a period of 1 year. These plates will be keep moving. What happens when these two plates collide into each other? If you just try to move a shawl towards each other, then what happens? There will be waves that will be formed, and those are called fold mountains. Got it? And here in this condition, we have two more combinations. One is a lighter plate. Continental plate is a lighter plate and oceanic plate is a denser plate. Oceanic plate is a denser plate. Now the denser plate will subside under the lighter plate, and whatever the material, now let us take, this is the lighter plate and this is the denser plate. Now as it tends to move downwards and this tends to move up, whatever the material that goes deep into the mantle will be melted and it start erupting here and will be forming the volcanic mountain. Now there are different number of plates. The plates are Cocoa plate, Nazca plate, Pacific plate, and these all are the plates that are in convergent boundary. There are another two combinations. One is divergent boundary. Here just if both of the plates are moving away from each other, there will be creation of land over here. And there is another plate boundary, that is a transform boundary. Now let us assume these two are the plates. Just crisscrossing, they are not touching each other, there is no friction, so there is no problem. Now because of convergent boundary, what happens? This is synonymous with earthquake and the volcanoes. These are the reasons why this earthquakes and volcanoes are forming. What are the reasons for the earthquake and volcanoes? Convergent boundary is the reason for that. What is the plate tectonic movement? Plate tectonic movement, you just got to know that because of the forces that are acting inside are making a movement in the plates that are on the surface of the earth in the solid form. What is convergent boundary and divergent? What are the subduction zones? Now, subduction zone means wherever a plate is subsiding or going beneath, this zone is called a subduction zone. What is that? Subduction zone. As this plate make advances deep inside, this will be melted because this is a lighter material compared to the materials that are there in the mantle. Now this lighter material will be melted. When it melts, it will try to penetrate into the crust and which will build up the volcanic mountain. Got it? Now as we have discussed, there are different plates. This is a Pacific plate. This entire area, this is a Eurasian plate. On the western margin of a Pacific plate, we have Eurasian plate. In Eurasian plate, this is the area. Russia, China and other parts of this will be Eurasian plate, and here it is a Indo-Australian plate. Here it is Indo-Australian plate. Now let me tell you some interesting thing. India and Australia was together about millions of years earlier. Where they were? They were used to be at the place of where Madagascar is now, along with the Madagascar. But they started making a move towards north and east direction in the form of north and east direction. They are moving towards the Pacific Ocean. Got it? They are moving towards the Pacific Ocean. And here, as these are moving towards the Pacific Ocean, they are becoming the convergent boundary over here in the western part. And eastern part, these plates, Nazca and Cocos plates, are the plates that are also moving towards the Pacific Ocean. And due to this, again it is causing the convergent boundary. In this form, all these are the areas, it is having a convergent boundary and it is causing volcanoes everywhere on the boundaries of the Pacific plate. That is the reason why we call this as the Pacific Ring of Fire. And there are, let me tell you, few interesting areas. This is Atlantic Ocean. This is Atlantic Ocean. What is this? This is mid-oceanic ridges. Now what is the mid-oceanic ridge? Mid-oceanic ridge is the mountain that are building inside the ocean. Now due to this, what happens is, it will be pushing away the plates towards opposite directions. Now here, this is making a movement like this. Now a part of Atlantic Ocean is pushing this. What is this continent? America, North America and South America. Now these two continents are moving towards their west, and that's where it is the Pacific plate convergent boundary is there. And here it is moving towards the east, and there here in the Asia and Africa. These are the continents. Now with this we can understand Atlantic Ocean is becoming bigger and bigger, and Pacific Ocean is becoming smaller and smaller. Do not get confused. Tomorrow Pacific Ocean will become smaller and day after tomorrow Atlantic Ocean become the bigger. No, it is not like that. But relatively the size of Pacific Ocean is shrinking and Atlantic Ocean is growing. And another thing, recently IPCC report has published that Indian Ocean is the ocean that is a rate of temperature rise is higher among the all other oceans. What is the reason for this? Is it having any relation with the plate tectonics? No, it is not having any relation with the plate tectonic, but the only relation that it is having is, if you can observe here, this is Indian Ocean. This is Indian Ocean. Now where is it? Geographically it is in tropical region, and most of the insolation will be received in the tropical region only, and it is encircled with the land on west, east and north. Only on the southern side it is having the ocean, that is Southern Ocean. But when compared to Pacific and Atlantic Ocean, it is just continuing from north to south. There is no barriers for the Pacific Ocean. So that what is happening, interaction of waters that are of hot and cold are quite more in Pacific and Atlantic Ocean. But here it is a closed ocean. That is the reason why the temperature accumulation is more here, because it is not interchanging the heat on the global level. That is the reason why this ocean is increasing, or rate of temperature rise is more among the all other oceans. The Ring of Fire is known as the Pacific Ring of Fire. It is a region around the rim of Pacific Ocean where many volcanic eruptions and earthquakes occur. The Ring of Fire is horseshoe shaped. If you observe that Ring of Fire, it is looking like a horseshoe, and there are like 40,000 kilometers length and 500 kilometer wide range it is having. Now coming to our local area, India. Is there any volcano in India? Yes, it is there. And what is that volcano? It is Narcondam Island and Barren Islands. Where are these? These are in Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Now, how these Andaman Nicobar Islands formed? Are they extension of Himalayas? Are these coral islands? These are the extension of Arakan Yuma Mountains. And where are these Arakan Yuma Mountains? They are in the part of western part of Myanmar, that is eastwards of India, and these islands are the extension of Arakan Yuma Mountains. And here this Narcondam Island is not been active for a long time, and Barren Island is active recently. And what are the Andaman Nicobar Islands? These are just extension of the Arakan Yuma Mountains. Now that's all for the day. Keep watching the news analysis program of ADAD Solutions for the better knowledge. Thank you.
Add-on solutions. Add-on desires.